Welcome back everyone to another anchor domain within tolerance.org social justice anti-bias framework. Today we're talking about empathy, and before I go on a spiel about why empathy is so important, I'm wondering, is there empathy work that you're doing in the classroom that you feel valuable? I would love to know, because I'm still working on this work as well. Today's standard is basically, how do we build relationships through making connections, understanding diversity through empathy, making connections and relationships. Now, the first thing I think about when I think about empathy is, how do we as human beings care for other people? And not necessarily just the people within our family, but people that don't look like us, people that we see on the street, people that we see on television, people that we read in the newspaper, people that we read about in books. How do we develop empathy so we understand and feel the exact same thing that they're feeling? Now, I kid you not, you're not going to feel the exact same thing, but it should be important to us to make some sort of connection. Students, especially at a certain age, they're self-involved. They want to just simply talk about themselves. But as teachers, as educators, it's extremely important to give students opportunities to understand what it means. A great way to do this is empathy cards. Now, one of the things I don't like about empathy cards is that sometimes it can make kids very vulnerable. Now, some students don't want that. So how do you make it so students feel comfortable sharing experiences without being exposed in a way that they don't want to? What you do is you basically ask students to write down something on a card that has affected them in some sort of way, that have made them feel angry or sad or upset, whatever the case may be. You take the cards and then you hand them out to different students. You have students read the cards and build connections based on what they've read. Now, to protect those students that don't necessarily want to share those cards, you have a number of options. You can have them not share whatsoever, or you can have them write down what they want to share without putting down their name. Sometimes, once everyone has had a chance to look at 3 or 4 or even 5 of these cards, you as a teacher or facilitator, you can ask students to read some of these cards out. Again, protecting those students who don't necessarily want everyone to know. They can put a star or a sticker or maybe not sign their name, telling the rest of the students that this is someone that does not want their experience shared with everyone else. When I think about empathy, I think about how. Think about, how do we show empathy? When I think about how, I think about body language. I'm thinking about using a listening ear. I'm thinking about eye contact. Now, students don't necessarily know what that looks like. So that means we need to consistently be modeling. Simple scenarios in the classroom can help students understand this and put themselves in positions so when it does happen, they're ready for it. Another way that you can do this is, again, my go-to, read alouds. There are millions of read alouds out there that will help students understand empathy a little bit more. Slow and steady. I'd also use Pixar films on YouTube. Now, these films are free. All you have to do is pop them on the screen, pause them in and out of the movie, and have students respond to it. How is this making you feel? Have you ever felt like this before? Have you ever seen someone else in this position? What would you do to help this person? Can you help this person, etc.? Empathy work never stops. It's extremely important that you are showing students the ways that you show empathy as well. Empathy is for everybody. That's it for this week. Domain, I think this is 9. If you haven't been here, this is your first time stopping by, please hit the subscribe button. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.